Okay, hello, she says hello.
Она говорит здравствуйте.
We are from the Earth. We want to know something about your race, civilization. Can you tell us now? Yes. How can I contact you?
B.
Just a bee. Okay, please tell me bees how they are generally classified.
Пчелы. Как вообще они классифицируются?
Is this a civilization, a race?
Цивилизация, раса.
What it is? Tell me.
These are insects.
But they were.
Spread across the land of especially different civilization.
Иной цивилизации.
Where did the bee come from?
Привезли пчел.
What kind of civilizations?
Космически были завезены.
Some kind of space civilizations were brought to Earth.
На Землю.
From where exactly? What constellation? Do people know about this constellation? Is it known? Or is it somewhere on the outskirts of the universe?
I see like Orion. I do not know why.
When were bees introduced? Then when I'm human, I guess, right? Logically.
Even earlier.
What function, purpose, and purpose were assigned to the bees when they were brought here?
Когда их сюда привезли.
What is their mission?
But to harmonize everything around, to raise the energy on Earth through their work.
Энергия на Земле посредством их работы.
How do you raise energy through your work?
Энергию посредством своей работы.
How? What kind of mechanism? How does he work? Thoughts, actions, flights, how this happens. Tell us in more detail.
Well, here's the collection of nectar, honey. So,
Actually, through this product, honey. Through honey, through what you give. Yes, through honey. It's clear. Good.
Через мед. Понятно. Хорошо.
they collect nectar and then somehow synthesize it all. They collect the best energies, the highest ones. They somehow synthesize it all. And that's all. Honey, I turn to turns to into such a nickname for good, and then a person can
Хорошо.
Ну и далее человек может
use this to your advantage.
в своих целях.
Для ко- Понятно.
Who was honey originally intended for?
Мед предназначался.
So, you do it. You come out with your own products, several of these products.
Этих продуктов, там, мед,
Propolis, wax.
прополис, что там, воск, да?
There are also a bunch of derivative ingredients, and so on, for whom it's good.
Для кого? Вот, хорошо. Вот.
We have given you the task of harmonizing space through flights, gatherings, and nectar.
Сборов, нектара.
But who is honey for?
This was originally intended and planned for other civilizations that used honey.
Иных цивилизаций, которые использовали мед. То
That
есть
is, they distributed.
распространили
Bees on Earth, they here, it turns out, produced honey, and honey propolis was used by other civilizations for their own purposes.
это использовали иные цивилизации в своих каких-то целях. Потому
Because
что
they
там
could not
было
produce this product up there.
производить
Там у себя, да?
там, наверху, да.
Мгм.
Ну, а
Well,
потом
then the person began to use it.
начал использовать это в своих нуждах.
Then the man got a taste of the topic, and began to take this honey from them.
Забирать. Мгм.
That is,
Получается так,
it
что
turns out that the person is wedged into the supply chain.
в цепочку поставки.
Let's call it that, right? Commercial language.
I guessed it, yes.
He got wedged into the supply chain, thereby taking the products for himself.
Продукцию себе.
Then the question is, that other civilizations, what was the reaction to this whole topic? That they were squeezed out of a product, that they, strictly speaking, but they allowed it to be done. They could not interfere.
But now I see that they used honey as some kind of synthesizer. All these energies, the sun, all these natural things. There is nectar. Yes, it was a huge conductor of solar energy, that is, some other natural things. It all then turned into honey, and these civilizations used it for their own purposes, naturally, but
But they didn't eat it, but somehow used it in the energy plan. Do I understand correctly?
yes, because they themselves could not produce such energy synthetically.
То есть это как
This is some kind of energy in the form of honey.
меда, да?
We people are used to it being honey.
Мед,
This is the purest energy of nature. This is the purest energy of the sun. Earth, that is, there is simply a terrible synthesis there. What is happening there?
всё.
Elixir. Elixir indeed.
Действительно.
People do not realize this, do not understand what it is. It is simply unique, not in full.
Да.
Yes, not at all.
То я
I am only just beginning to see the light and understand what it really is.
Ага.
I see.
А,
And in the neighboring worlds, I mean on our plane,
на нашей плоскости.
in the neighboring honeycombs, in the neighboring worlds, are you present? Is there a choke there? I can't hear it.
Yes, there is.
There is,
But in those worlds that are similar in nature to the Earth.
okay?
In some civilizations where life proceeds differently, this is impossible.
I see.
We need the synthesis of the sun.
Well, of course, plants, energy from the earth, from plants, from the sun itself, and so on. We understand that. We understand that. That is, you are present in civilizations, which are very similar to ours. Okay, and how did you get there? Did you fly there on your own? Or were you brought there artificially too? Bring it? Yeah. You were brought. In how many other worlds are you present besides our world?
In 7.
In the 7 worlds?
Yes,
So we are the 8th or the 7th.
7th.
We are the 7th. So you are present in the 7 worlds on our plane, right?
На нашей плоскости, верно?
Well, yes.
In the lower world, which is a duplicate of our world, it is you who are present there. No, why not?
Почему?
It is the same, it's the same, a clear copy.
Четкая копия.
Why don't you have it there?
Other energies are not suitable there.
Вам не подходит. Ага.
These energies are not suitable for you.
Ага.
It's clear. Interesting.
Интересно. Ну,
Okay. Fine.
хорошо.
So what is the most useful product that you produce there? You make honey.
Продукт,
You make
который вы
propolis,
производите. Вы
pollen.
делаете мед, вы делаете прополис, пыльца.
Bee bread is bee bread. Wax, Zabris, royal jelly.
Воск, забрус, маточное молочко.
What is the most useful and rich propolis?
Насыщенный прополис.
Propolis is a concentrate, it turns out.
Мгм.
Pollen is less beneficial than propolis.
Чем прополис.
Ну да,
Well,
меньше
yes, there is less
концентрации.
concentration of nutrients there.
Просто меньше.
Tell us about the properties of propolis. Maybe we don't know something that's super secret.
Суперсекретное.
Healing, restoration, regeneration.
Регенерация.
Мгм.
Опять же,
Again,
нужно
you
знать,
need to
как
know how to use it correctly.
правильно использовать.
Мгм.
Healing.
Заживление.
How does propolis work for healing?
Заживление.
What kind of wound should there be? Purulent, non-purulent? How does propolis work on an open wound?
На открытой ране.
Но он
But it
способствует
promotes regret.
заживлению, раны.
Wounds.
Ну,
How is
если
it needed around the wound? It must be put into the wound. What is the treatment mechanism?
лечение.
Around the wound.
Да.
Так.
In any form? In the form of an alcohol tincture, or how to crush it? Crush it.
Крошить, раздробить.
In its purest form. In its purest form.
Мгм. Так.
Либо
Or taken internally for some diseases.
болезнях.
Let's say there is some kind of inflammation of the
Какие-то
gastrointestinal
воспаления
tract.
желудочно-кишечного тракта.
How can propolis be used?
You need to drink on an empty stomach.
Э,
Drink again in what
в
form?
каком виде? В
In its
чистом
pure
виде или
form or
фильтровом?
alcohol
В
tincture?
виде.
In its purest form, what is the
Какая
dosage?
дозировка?
Ну,
Well,
3
3 grams on an empty stomach.
3 grams on an empty stomach. What to drink with it?
You can use water or warm milk.
Or warm milk. Yes.
Мгм. Хорошо.
Fine.
Вот.
For a long time, 7 to 10 days, necessarily every day. The hungry have an advantage.
Eat 3 grams of propolis in the morning with warm milk and drink this for a week to 7 to 10 days.
И пьем так,
And
да? От 7 до 10 дней. Мгм. И что
what
происходит
happens in the human body?
у человека?
Recovery is underway.
Мгм.
Cell.
That is, the internal inflammation goes away.
Yes, yes, it will return to normal. Depends on the problem.
Мгм.
That is, the source of this problem is. Recovery is underway.
Мгм. Мгм. Так,
Fine.
хорошо.
Another question.
Вроде как, еще такой вопрос.
With an
При
acute
ОРЗ
respiratory infection, yes, a person gets sick, has a runny nose, fever. How to treat with propolis? Usually in childhood, we were given a piece of sugar. It was soaked in an alcoholic tincture of propolis and given. And the children ran around, sucking on a square piece of sugar soaked in propolis.
смоченный прополисом.
Does it work or not?
But it wasn't done quite right.
How will be correct? Give me the recipe.
Again, as in the first option. Eat and drink hot milk. Sugar and alcohol are not quite right.
The combination is wrong.
Better in its pure form and hot milk. Assimilation will help.
Fine. And if, for example, a person does not have propolis in dry form, but he has propolis tincture with alcohol, how can he be treated for a cold?
от простуды?
I don't like the fact that it's alcohol-based.
I do not like. I do not like. That is, in principle, this is wrong, right? Alcohol tinctures proportions. That is, what is essentially killing its beneficial properties? Neutralized, right? So this is a useless topic.
Well, there is some kind of exhaust, but it's very negligible. It's like, this type of treatment.
данный вид лечения.
It's clear. That is a combination of milk, hot milk, and pure propolis.
Горячее молоко и чистый прополис. Это вот
This is the
идеальное
perfect combination of medicine.
лекарство. Мгм. Мгм.
Interesting. Royal jelly. How useful is it to a person? And also how to use it and for what?
Для чего?
Generally useful in general.
How to use.
Как употреблять?
Well, just drink.
You just drink.
Мгм.
It's clear. So honey,
Мёд.
yes, what is your main
Основной
product?
продукт ваш.
What's your
Какая ваша
recommendation?
рекомендация?
How should a person use it in order to improve their health?
Укреплять свое здоровье.
Maybe there is also some ideal combination only with milk and nothing else with tea, not with
И
alcohol.
со спиртом.
And so on. There must be a natural product, but natural plus or minus. That is either milk or just. Dissolve with a teaspoon. But honey, again, should not be some kind of store-bought, factory-made honey, but wild honey, or purchased from a person who deals with bees. Yes. And with honey, and made as if in such an organic union.
В органичном таком союзе.
Man is the conductor of this energy. Therefore, real honey.
Настоящий мед.
Just dissolve a teaspoon under your tongue.
Засовывать под языком.
With hot milk.
Мгм.
This can be done every day. A person doesn't get used to it and will get used to it.
Привыкание.
It can be done every day.
Привыкание
Well.
можно каждый день, да, делать? Мгм. Хорошо. Хорошо.
Again, the intention must be there.
Intention must be
Да,
invested,
взаимовкладывать,
right?
да?
How should you ask correctly and form this intention? I see thank you first for doing this, right?
Вы делаете это, да?
Да, и
Yes,
спросить,
and
что
ask
тебе
what you would like the
хотелось
honey to do.
Поработал, поработал. Мгм.
Some specific organ.
Мгм.
Set an intention.
Мгм.
That is, in this case, a teaspoon of honey. It purposefully does its job according to the
Она
stated intention,
целенаправленно
right?
делает свою работу согласно озвученного намерения, правильно?
Yes. That is, for example, a person's knee got sick,
Коленка.
right? Will honey help him in this case?
Well, not really a knee.
Not also good.
Хорошо.
What
Тогда
then?
что?
What does honey help with? You can list the main things so that people don't make things up.
Занимались там каким-то выдумыванием.
Let's say a person has a cough.
Человека кашель, да?
Warm honey compress on the chest. Does it help or not?
Помогает это или не помогает?
Yes, it helps.
This will help. What does honey do? That's good. The man anointed his chest. What does honey do? What function does it perform through human skin? Is it just pure energy, or does it somehow work for physics as well? I don't know if it's absorbed there or so on.
Well, it's like energy and when you smear honey on your chest, For example, in case of a cough, it's like extra energy to help.
идет.
Just
Просто
working with the data.
с,
Wallet.
данной кашель.
Yes, yes.
Ну, в основном
Mostly flu-like,
вирусные, это
yes,
грипп,
flu.
Colds, that is mostly colds, right? What else does honey help with? Both, intestinal, all sorts of internal organs.
внутренних органов.
Internal inflammation, yes, some kind?
It seems to balance, that is, you have some kind of problem there.
Балансирует, то есть у тебя там какая-то проблема,
Yes.
идет
Work
работа с
with
этой
this
проблемой,
problem and some
и
internal imbalances,
внутренние
imbalance.
Дисбалансы, разбалансировка какая-то,
баланс
да?
энергии, да, он как-то
Somehow it calms down.
выравнивает.
It's clear. Well, that is, there is a headache, a broken leg, etc., which means honey doesn't work on that, right?
Не действует, верно?
Well,
Головная
Headache,
боль, сказать,
maybe,
возможно,
yes.
можно, да. Можно
Can be
попробовать.
used.
but again, this is a spoon under the tongue. Well, yes, right?
Applications, again, are not quite the same.
Хорошо.
В период
Recovery
восстановления,
period,
да,
yes,
можно
honey can help
попробовать
restore these body
попробовать
energies.
восстанавливать вот эти вот энергии,
Мгм.
менять по организму.
Мгм.
Harmonize so that bone fusion somehow occurs more.
Как-то происходило более
Okay.